Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to be going over the latest Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest episode 2 titled The Sea of the Dragons. So let's get right into it. We start right where we left off in the port city of Ermina. Natsu and the gang arrive at Hotel Journey only to find a fish moving around at the reception desk. Natsu grabs the fish and he's like, "This might be our welcome drink. Might as well have it." Classic Natsu. But much to the gang's surprise, the fish turns into a human. After turning into human, the fish tells Natsu and his friends to grab any room they like and leaves in a hurry as he's late for his date with a damn shark. Hilarious. But just before he leaves, he informs them to make sure they drink the welcome drink, otherwise, no humans would be able to survive, in an ominous tone. Potion is glowing and the cap is literally a skull. It screams red flag to me. However, it seems like the gang drinks it anyway. We cut to nighttime with Grey suddenly waking up and finding the entire place drowned in water, and surprisingly, he is able to talk and move around as normal. After Grey gets out, we found out that all the gang is already up and having some fun in their swimsuits. Lovely. We are then greeted by the hotel manager who explains what is going on. The submerged version is the actual state of the city, and the humans were actually faking fish fries. They are literally fish fries turned into human. Now, here's where things get interesting. As soon as Gray mentions Water God, the manager Kashima gets angry and all the fishes starts chasing the team off, and poor Lucy's top gets viciously, cruelly taken from a pervy fish. Good fan service, no complaints. In the midst, Kashima does mention that they are like the other humans who arrived to hurt the water god, that is none other than Murkphobia, meaning that somebody is out there hunting dragons as well. Now, here we cut away from Natsu to our gang, the Fairy Tail Guild. And finally, we get to see the goddess, the one and only Toka herself, the best girl in all of Fairy Tail. After basking in her glory for a few minutes, we see that Toka is having a chat with Lizana and Mira Jane. Here we get the information that Toka uses water magic. Now water, there's a lot you can do with it, but Juvia already has it, so I don't know how they are going to make it unique. That is, if water magic is even her real magic anyway. Amidst the conversation, we do see a tail from underneath her skirt. Now here is the controversy. The tail can be due to her real magic being some kind of transformation, or she is an exceed like Carla or Happy, which is highly unlikely but just throwing a possibility. And lastly, she is somehow related to a dragon. We know that dragon and also dragon slayers to some extent are able to transform into a dragon, so that is interesting to know. Moving forward, we see some more familiar faces, starting with the sisters Yukino and Sorana. We also see the twin dragon slayers Sting and Rogue, along with Frosh and Lecter, and most importantly, one of my favorite characters, Jalal Fernandez himself. I mean, look at him with the coat, with that all that blue hair. He looks absolutely sexy. Now, Jalal informs him that he is currently looking for Toka, and if they happen to find her, do not engage. Meaning, she is pretty strong, possibly even stronger than Sting and Rogue combined. We then cut back to Natsu and the gang. Now Lucy is again in a questionable outfit and wearing Natsu's scarf as a bikini top. Damn scarf. Here they debate about what to do with Murkphobia and the situation and what actually sealing means. And finally, we get to listen to our iconic Fairy Tail OST with Natsu getting fired up. I'm totally down for a fight between Natsu and Murkphobia. The fight between Natsu and Agnologia wasn't that great. No matter what the actual situation is, I do want to see a fight between Natsu and Murkphobia. Moving on, With Gemini's power, they all transform into fishes except Wendy, who turned into jellyfish due to them running out of magic power. Our team splits up. Grey meets with Kashima and tries to get some info off of him. Meanwhile, Natsu and Lucy and Happy find some woman locked in a cage. While talking with her, a dragonoid creature appears and she instantly breaks out of her cage, calling this damn snake a water dragon god. I mean, he looks light colored, and in no way this is how we are gonna get introduced to Mugphobia's dragon form. I think this is some big snake or something. The snake does a roar attack which shakes the entire town. The girl easily dodges it and begins launching her attack, calling it Dragon Slayer Sacred Arts. Now, this is another surprise. Per my knowledge, we only see Natsu use Secret Arts during the Grand Magic Games against Sting and Rogue, and also against Loxus at the Cathedral fight. Continuing with this scene, she then launches an attack called Blade Dragon Sword Dance, which looks absolutely beautiful, taking out the snake in one shot. She then starts eating the corpse and realizes that this snake isn't actually a dragon, like we didn't know. Like, come on, man. She then lunges towards Natsu and Natsu blocks her attack. We then get boatload of information about her. She is actually a 5th generation dragon slayer, a dragon eater. She gets powerful by eating a dragon, and she is part of a guild called Diabolos. The wordplay on Diablo, I think. We do get to know her name, which is Kyria. It's funny because it kind of reminds me of a Pokemon. I think there's a Pokemon called Kyria as well. But nonetheless, good design. I like her. She then lunges another attack on Natsu, a slash attack, pushing Natsu backwards, while Lucy tries to intervene and launches an attack of her own, which is puny by the way. But Kyria is able to cut down the attack in half, as well as Lucy's brand new clothes. At this point, it's pointless for Lucy to wear any clothes since it's gonna get ripped apart anyway. However, Lucy gets another new swimsuit. I think this is second or third one in the same episode. Virgo's design. She also sees that Kyria is fast approaching her for another attack. However, this attack is blocked by our goat Grey Fullbuster. Grey freezes Kyria in a block of ice. But Kyria is able to get out of the ice by herself quickly, and she senses someone approaching. That is none other than Mommy Urza. She tries to attack Kyria with a sword, only to be blocked by another member of Diabolos guild, Mad Mole, who blocked her sword with his head alone. Mad Mole does mention the name Scullion, might be the leader of their guild or something, or someone important. Moving on, as we approach the climax of the episode, it does seem to set up a fight between Natsu and the gang against the Diabolos guild. However, we see a bright light interrupting the fight and emerging from the sky. Light splits the water apart with a sheer force. We are then back to our land and we see a beautiful shot of water getting swept away and Mugphobia himself making a majestic appearance in a grand blue. With an imposing personality, Mugphobia here looks very good, and that blue hair, I don't know what it is with that blue hair, I just absolutely love it. With posing a question, who dare interrupts in his sea. Now this is what I call an entrance. We are only on to the second episode of Fairy Tail, and we already have Mugphobia, Natsu and the Diabolos guild facing off each other. In the next episode, I want to see some good action. I want to see a fight between Natsu, Diabolos and Mugphobia. At least a little skirmish if possible, because it's only episode 3. We are not gonna take down Mugphobia in episode 3. That would be too soon, but I do expect some kind of little or 3 to 5 minute fight scene. I wish they make a fight scene. But here's to another good episode of Fairy Tail. This episode was a good balance between fight, information. There wasn't a single minute that I was bored. There was something going on, whether that might be new information, new characters, Lucy's clothes getting torn apart, some fan service, and for some reason Wendy is in a jellyfish form, which I'm not a fan of Wendy, so for Wendy fans it's a L, but yeah, I primarily care about Natsu the most, Natsu and Grey. I do want to see some good fights. Tell me how you like this episode. Personally, I like it very much. I would rate it again and between 8.5 to 9. Looking forward to the next episode. Tell me your thoughts on the episode. Thank you. Bye bye and peace out.